Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the Cambridge Los Angeles showroom in West Hollywood, and I'm here with Kimmy Gatewood with her movie Control. Let's take a look at the clip. Kimmy, thank you so much for your film. I've got so many questions, but for those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis.
Sure. It's in a nutshell, it's about a woman's suicide note that becomes a suicide binder. The end. If
you don't want to watch a film with that synopsis, I don't know what, because it's so intriguing. From the get-go, you just take us right in. Like I'm like in it already, and
I'm there,
and her character is just like, you know, through the visuals, through her actions, you're really just like taking us on this amazing journey from the first second. I love it. Brilliant story, and I love the sort of twist on it as well with her habits. No. Where did the inspiration come from to make this story?
It was so Alison Becker, who's the star of the film. You may have seen her in Parks and Rec. She played Tweep, and she's been in just about everything. We met doing comedy, so we've been doing comedy for many, many years. And we wrote a pilot called Bitches Be Crazy, and there was this we were trying to rewrite it so that maybe it had a slightly like darker tone, and so we were discussing the character like trying to commit suicide, like a suicide attempt in the beginning. And then it just kind of got her thinking, and we started to have some discussions like not to get too bleak, but everyone has had a moment, I think, like deep seated, where they've thought about what their suicide looks like. Yeah. Whether it's, do you hang yourself? Do you shoot yourself? Like, who's going to be at my funeral? What do I do with my dog? Like, and that's kind of how this idea started. And then Allison is very passionate about talking about mental illness and dealing with her own issues, getting the message out there about that. And someone came up to me last night and said that they appreciated that someone with OCD and mental illness was also portrayed in a funny way, that there were multiple layers. And that's something no one's ever told me that before. And I thought, like, there's so many things when you're making a film that you're just trying to be true to the character that you forget that it can also represent a whole, you know, person that identifies with it very specifically. So.
It is, and you know, you really, because you're talking about two subjects that, you know, many people have been through, know someone who's been through. We're so used to kind of hearing it in this like taboo, and then you've got these, you know, you've got to be some comic geniuses to twist that and make it into, you know, something that's lighter, where we can almost look at the retrospect of it. And I thought that was just so brilliant. And I love that, you know, she's just got this high OCD, which I kind of relate to a little bit. But, you know, just, but also the fact that, you know, you can say you're like someone that's got OCD, but there are people out there that really do have it. And it's a, you know, it is a syndrome. And just, I mean, how she just did things and the how she put things was just so brilliant, because she captures visually what her character and what she was kind of going through. She's a brilliant actress, like, you know, like really. For you, as you know, what was the experience like for you trying to relate her to get that character and everything else? How was that for you?
Well, you know, it was a departure for both of us being comedians, and so we were kind of yearning to tell like a darker, deeper story together. So it took a lot of restraint, and a lot of my direction for her was just like, just don't do anything, you know, and just try to follow what you would naturally, you know, want to do. It's just like less is more.
Less is more. No, that's great that you did that, because I really felt like you kind of gave it to us to kind of imagine and think about.
Right. She's a nameless, faceless woman. She never has a name. You never really see much of her life except what you can kind of collect through her apartment and what little clues that we've put in it. And then, you know, you kind of, I hope that the audience feels like they are in her shoes. It's like they can kind of look at her and then be like, I've been there before.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think it's miraculous when you can create a story that is someone's story. Someone, you know, you're obviously written the script and people can feel like they've been there or they've gone through that. I think that's incredible. Particularly in a day and age now where we are talking more about, or we should be talking more about mental illness. Was that something you kind of wanted for your audience to kind of get this sort of different perspective? Is that something you were kind of looking for, or is just kind of you just wanted to create the story?
Well, yeah, mental illness was always kind of in the conversation, I think, but it was never the conversation. The conversation was just, how does this woman wake up at, you know, early in the morning and she sets out to do something and she thinks it's so easy, but then her mind just starts racing. And while I was editing it, I was listening to like noise jazz. You know? It's like, it was just like in my head because I wanted to. It feels like noise when you have these thoughts of. And I would say anybody with mental illness aside has these thoughts, these panics, this anxiety when they're like, oh crap, I forgot something. I forgot my keys. I forgot this. I forgot that. Oh my God, I'm never going to succeed in life. You know, like it's the kind of, those moments are constantly streaming through her head. So then it's like, oh, my dog, my mortgage, my this, my that. So it's this woman who's just constantly interrupting her own, she could have just sat down and pointed a gun at her head, but instead it was like all of these thoughts that kept her.
And then of course, you know, it was, you then felt so, I mean, we don't want to reveal anything, but obviously the twist in it, you know, you felt so sad, like, you know, because she went on this journey and then things happened in a way that you didn't expect. I mean, you just left me like in a puddle. Like I was like, no, what's going on? This is terrible. This is horrible. But brilliant.
Good. That's what I was going for. Horrible, terrible feeling.
Yeah, I was just like, but I mean, but no, I mean, it was. I love the journey that you certainly take us on. Was there any challenges that you felt when you were making this project?
I spoke a little bit about it, but the challenges were just it was to our advantage, and also the most challenging thing, the tininess of our production and our crew. Yeah. Because it was in Allison's apartment, Allison's dog. It's a real life dog.
Oh, really?
He's the best actor I've ever worked for. He worked for Carrots.
See,
fantastic.
We all should work for Carrots.
He was amazing. So not a trained animal dog. I mean, like a Hollywood dog. And
Hollywood dog.
Yeah. And so, you know, it's very detail oriented. So that was really up to us to go out and buy the props and the montage to put together the mass amount of shots that you have to do. My shot list was just probably like 5 pages, just that little chunk where she's putting together the binder. Wow. Because it's like, you go to your wide, then you go to medium, then you go to close-up, then your eyeballs, then the macro, then turn it here, then turn it there, and then the printer point of view, and then
all these things. It's a lot. It's a lot to do, isn't it?
Yeah. But it was a great learning lesson, and now every time I see a montage in a script, I'm just like, cut it out unless we need it.
I thought visually it was beautiful to watch as well, you know, and you know, you have to, obviously when you've got someone that meticulous, you have to, you know, continuity and just everything just put in place. Yes. So was that extra difficult with her character being out that way? Yeah, it was. But that was on our mind from the top, and luckily, like, my DP is slightly like anal retentive. Allison is. Be a little bit, right? Yeah.
We're all. I think the reason we all responded so much to this script is because we share a lot of qualities with this woman. So it was actually very helpful in making a film like this.
Great.
Because we were all a little like,
film in itself,
is this, you know?
That's wonderful. Yeah. What was it like last night to have, you know, control in front of NewFilmmakers LA, in front of an audience? What was that feeling like to kind of just going from the laptop to having it on a big screen?
It was an unexpected experience for me, because the amount, the generosity of your audience is amazing, and I encourage anybody who hasn't gone to one of these monthly screenings to go. And it means so much to the, you know, filmmakers, and the response, the laughter, and then the silence, and then the laughter building up again, and you could hear everyone's reactions to it within their laughter, their nervous laughter, their gasps, and I guess that's what you always want.
Look what you did to us. I love it, Kimmy. It's brilliant. No, but I mean, it's great. And, you know, obviously, you know, NewFilmmakers LA, you know, we're sort of local and global. We celebrate every continent on the earth and storytelling from every corner and every perspective. But
what you're saying is no big deal.
Well, I say it. No, I'm saying it's great because last night it was, you know, we were focusing on the fact that it's Women's Independence Month, and we had all these amazing organizations just like United Nations for Women, Women in Film, Women and Film, Film Fatales, you know, Alliance of Women Directors. What was it like being involved in a particular festival where all of those people were attached as well, and how was that feeling?
It was totally awesome.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that, you know, in this business and even in life, you can often feel like you're kind of alone, and that your struggles are just you being like dealing with whatever struggle that it is, particularly being, you know, a person in entertainment and a woman being in entertainment at this moment. And so to have all of these organizations that are going through, like they understand you on a different level. Yeah. It's just nice to know that the support is out there.
And time to step up. There you go. No, on top of all of that, what is next for you, Kimmy?
I have 3 shorts coming out with Rachel Bloom, star of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, about,
awesome.
Refinery 29 and Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
And they're about various like STDs, rape culture, and the last one is about something about sex. Oh, vaginas.
I mean, these subjects are pretty, you know, very intriguing. Let's say that.
I work with Joel McHale.
Oh, yeah.
I work on his show, the Joel McHale Show on Netflix. So, and then just Glow is coming out sometime in the summer. And
glowing you are, as all your films are.
I play Stacy, one of the beatdown biddies. So
if you
don't
haven't
mess
seen
with
it,
me.
it's I know you're doing so much. How do you get time to sleep? I have no idea. But no.
I don't know. I have a 3-year-old. I guess she just.
Well, what? Oh, just forget it. Forget it. I don't know what you do, but you know, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Come on, you gotta live the hustle. I think that's what, like, coming from New York, you just gotta hustle.
I lived in New York. I never lost that hustle. There you go.
It's just something. I don't know if it comes in a bagel, but it just gives you this.
It does. It comes in those
appetite.
Big bagels. Can we get New York bagels in LA, please? No. Seriously, I think you just said it. Live the hustle. You know. Like,
Don't wait for somebody to hand you an opportunity, because most of the time they're handing you an opportunity. It's not exactly what you want. You're just trying to make a quick buck, which is also fine. Do that too. Yeah. But if you're living the hustle, then you're creating your art, and that's what they'll finally see you. So
live the hustle, Kimmy Gatewood, hashtag that. Love it. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Kimmy.
Thanks,
and I can't wait to see much more of your work and celebrate with us, and best wishes with Glow and all the other projects you're making.
Thanks for having me.